So here we are with Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit, a song from my childhood, and I'm sure a lot of yours as well. One of those classic riffs where you really do think you know how to play it until you dive in and realise that there's a little bit more complication going on in there. But that's what we're all about here, just finding out how to truly play these classic riffs. And some more modern ones as well, but today I just thought it'd be fun to do a real classic and also, I would say, quite a beginner level track, which is nice to just have ones of different difficulty. So today we're going to dive straight in to Nirvana. So I mentioned this is quite beginner level. The only tough thing, I guess, is the fact that you're using an F chord, which is one of the hardest ones to bar in terms of just how wide the frets are. So for example, when you're up here, power chords are quite easy. But when you're down here, that spread comes a bit wider, just because of the nature of how the frets spread up the neck. So this one is in F, and instead of doing a bar chord shape like that, you're going to actually use your third finger and think of it as a very fat third finger and bar across those two strings. That's what Kurt Cobain does. And also, he has this kind of shape where he keeps this second finger down, which actually you never really hear. So I would recommend probably don't do that. Instead, just use this. So we'll start at the very beginning then. There's no distortion at the start, so it's quite a quiet intro in a way. The thing to bear in mind is how many noises there are like that, the kind of muted sounds that come along with this riff. So at the beginning, you've got a down, up, down. Simple as that. Make sure you use that fat third finger, like I said. And then this is the most unusual bit. There's a pause, and then you've got three muted picks, up, down, up. So you go. So to do them, you just lift off your shape very lightly. That's how you do that kind of muted section. So the next chord that you're going to play, you move over to this B flat. And this goes like this. So that's the move that you're going to play. And I've done the up pick here with a kind of muted sound because you're not really holding the chord down anymore. You're sort of in the process of releasing. So that's the next one. So we'll jump up to this fourth fret here, which is an A flat or a G sharp. So you do the down, up, down, and then four muted ones this time. This is a more interesting shape here on the C sharp or D flat, however you want to think of it, on this fourth fret here. All of that is just basically this hand coming away and moving back down. So it's the same shape around again. There's four muted picks this time though. Up we go. Now this is slightly unusual again. It goes. So this is the point where your distortion goes on, kind of halfway through this shape here. So I'll put it on for you now so you can hear that kind of huge difference in the sound there. I will move my pedal board around one day so I don't have to keep getting up and sitting down, but I play so often standing up, you see. So this shape again, I'll turn down the volume just so that you get an idea of what's going on. So, and then the distortion comes on, and then you do this. It's much easier to play when the distortion's on because there's no kind of mini mutes and anything like that going on. So once again. And then the distortion goes off here, and then you put a chorus pedal on. So I'll do that for you now. This is my own chorus pedal sound, which is slightly different to that on the record, but you can have a little play around if you want to get it exactly sounding like this tune, but I quite like my setup, to be honest with you. I just do them with down picks and the first and second finger there. Play that 6 times, and there's a little pause obviously before it, so it kind of goes each time it comes around, so pause. So you go into the next section now, and the distortion comes back on, and there's no chorus. So just kind of the hard sound again. And this is just on the beat this time, so play that 3 times. And then you've got a separate 3 that follow it. And then you pause, then you slide. So you're back into your main kind of riff there, but the slide is quite a cool part of it. Play that round 6 times. Now this is super weird, this bit, because we probably know it. But the unusual thing about it is the picking pattern that Kurt Cobain uses. So it's an up pick to start with. So how this works is an up pick. Take away the first finger, but leave those 3rd frets down. Over to this note, using that 2nd finger and bending up. And then same pattern again in the picks. Downs for this. And you repeat it again. Back to these notes here with the distortion off and the chorus on. As before. Then you repeat that same pattern rounds with the distortion and no chorus. So that's the same again, the kind of main chorus pattern, which is really nice. Then you go back to this shape that we just practiced there. Now this is the solo, which has that distortion sound again. But it's got the chorus on as well. So this makes it a really interesting sound. So I'm just going to put that on for you now so you can hear it as we play through the solo. But we will pause and do that in part 2 of this video, because sometimes it's good to just get things locked down, and it's quite a tough riff. So we'll come back in part 2 of Nirvana's Smell Like Teen Spirit. Smells like Teen Spirit.